Before we get started, if you've ever been the black sheep of your family, or felt like you just don't fit in with your own relatives, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. This story is about what happens when family rejection goes too far, and how I handled it. Trust me, you'll want to stick around for this. Let's dive in. The family group chat explodes at 10:47 a.m. on December 18th. My phone buzzes continuously as I'm reviewing quarterly reports at my desk. I ignore it for 5 minutes, then 10. The buzzing doesn't stop. Finally, I open the chat. 43 unread messages. Mom has posted a photo, her dining room table decorated for Christmas. Red and gold everything. Candles. Place cards in elegant calligraphy. 12 settings. Can't wait to see everyone next week, she's written. Final head count confirmed. I scroll up through the messages. My brother Josh commenting on the decorations. My sister Lauren asking what she should bring. Cousins and aunts chiming in with excitement. I count the place cards in the photo again. 12. There are 13 of us who usually attend Christmas dinner. Mom and Dad, Josh and his wife Kelly, Lauren and her husband Mike, me, Aunt Susan and Uncle Robert, cousins Emma and Tyler, Grandma. 13 people, 12 place cards. My stomach drops as I zoom in on the photo. I can read most of the names. Mom, Dad, Josh, Kelly, Lauren, Mike, Susan, Robert, Emma, Tyler, Grandma. The 12th card is partially hidden, but I can make out the first few letters. Probably Aunt Carol, Dad's sister, who sometimes joins us. I'm not on the table. My fingers hover over the keyboard. I type and delete 3 messages before settling on something neutral. Looks beautiful, Mom. What time should I arrive? I watch the 3 dots appear, disappear, appear again. Her response comes through. Oh, honey, I thought your father talked to you. Talk to me about what? The dots pulse for an eternity. Other people in the chat have gone quiet. They're watching this play out. We decided to keep it to immediate family this year. Just parents and siblings. Smaller gathering. I read the message 3 times. Immediate family. Parents and siblings. I am your child. I type it before I can second-guess myself. I'm literally your daughter. The chat goes completely silent. No dots, no messages, just dead air. Then Josh pipes up. Mom, what's going on? Nothing's going on. Mom's typing is fast now, defensive. We're just scaling back this year, trying to keep it more intimate. But Liz is immediate family, Lauren writes. She's our sister. And Aunt Carol is an immediate family, Josh adds. Why is she invited? Because your father asked me to include her. She doesn't have anywhere else to go. Neither do I type. I don't have kids. I don't have a partner. You're my family. Where else would I go? Another long pause, then a message that makes my blood run cold. Maybe you could spend it with Daniel's family? I'm sure they'd love to have you. Daniel, my ex-boyfriend, the one I broke up with 8 months ago. The breakup Mom called a huge mistake. The relationship she's been pushing me to repair ever since. Daniel and I aren't together anymore, I write slowly. You know that. Well, whose fault is that? The message sits there, visible to everyone in the chat. My mother, asking whose fault it is that I'm single, in front of my entire extended family. I'm shaking now, sitting at my desk in my office in downtown Seattle, shaking like I'm cold. Josh tries again. Mom, this isn't right. Liz should be there. It's my house and my dinner. I get to decide who I invite. Lauren jumps in. So you're uninviting your own daughter a week before Christmas? I'm not uninviting anyone. I simply didn't invite her in the first place. The words hit like a slap. Didn't invite me. To Christmas. In my family. Aunt Susan sends a private message that pops up on my screen. "Liz, honey, I had no idea. This is awful. Do this. You want to talk?" I don't respond. I can't. I'm too busy trying to breathe through the tightness in my chest. Back in the group chat, Dad finally chimes in. "Elizabeth, your mother and I will call you tonight to discuss this privately." "There's nothing to discuss," Mom writes. "The decision is made." I stare at my phone, at the proof that my mother just publicly excluded me from Christmas, in front of everyone we know. My hands move before my brain catches up. I screenshot the entire conversation, every message, every word. Then I leave the group chat. My office mate, Jennifer, looks over at me. "You okay? You look like you've seen a ghost. My mom just uninvited me from Christmas dinner." The words sound surreal out loud, in the family group chat, in front of everyone. "She what?" I show her my phone. Watch her face shift from confusion to shock to anger. "Elizabeth, that's cruel. That's deliberately cruel." "I know. What are you going to do? I have no idea." The call from Dad comes at 7 p.m. I'm home by then, sitting on my couch with a glass of wine I haven't touched. The apartment feels too quiet, too empty, like the silence is judging me. I let it ring 4 times before answering. "Hello." "Elizabeth." Dad's voice is strained, careful. "We need to talk about what happened today." "You mean about Mom uninviting me from Christmas in front of the entire family?" "That's not exactly what happened." "That's exactly what happened." I have screenshots. I pull up my phone, looking at the saved images, even though I've already memorized every word. "Would you like me to send them to you? So you can see how your wife humiliated your daughter in front of 13 relatives?" He sighs heavily. "I know it looked bad. But you have to understand, your mother is upset with you. Because I broke up with Daniel 8 months ago, my voice rises despite my efforts to stay calm. I'm 29 years old, Dad. I'm allowed to make my own relationship decisions. I'm allowed to date who I want and end relationships that aren't working. It's not just that." "Then what is it?" Because from where I'm sitting, this feels like punishment. Like she's trying to teach me a lesson for not living the life she wants me to live. He's quiet for a long moment. I can hear him breathing, organizing his thoughts. "You haven't been very present lately. You missed Thanksgiving." "I had to work." "I told you that weeks in advance. I explained that we had a major client presentation the day after Thanksgiving, and I couldn't get away. I called you guys that morning. We talked for an hour. And you missed your mother's birthday dinner in October. Because I had the flu. 102 fever. I could barely get out of bed. I sent flowers. I called her. I sent a card. What else was I supposed to do, Dad? Show up and infect everyone? It feels like you're pulling away from the family." His voice is softer now, almost sad. "Every year, you're a little more distant, a little harder to reach. I live 3 hours away. I have a demanding career that I worked hard to build. I video call every week. I visit at least once a month when I can. What more do you want from me? Should I quit my job? Move back home? Put my entire life on hold? We want you to prioritize family." I do prioritize family. But apparently, family doesn't prioritize me. I stand up, pacing now. "You know what prioritizing family looks like, Dad? It looks like not publicly excluding your daughter from Christmas. It looks like having a private conversation if there's a problem, instead of humiliating her in a group chat. That's not fair, isn't it?" I lean against my kitchen counter, gripping the edge. "Dad, she uninvited me from Christmas. She told me to spend it with my ex-boyfriend's family instead. She said it's her house and her dinner, and she gets to decide." Those were her exact words. In front of Grandma, in front of Aunt Susan, in front of everyone. She's hurt, Elizabeth. She feels like you're choosing your life in Seattle, over us, over her. I'm not choosing Seattle over you. I'm just living my life. I'm building a career. I'm being independent. And apparently, that's not acceptable, because it doesn't look like the life she imagined for me. What do you want me to say? I want you to tell me that what she did was wrong. I'm not pacing anymore. I'm standing still. Phone pressed to my ear, tears threatening. That uninviting your daughter from Christmas is cruel and unacceptable. I want you to stand up for me. Just once, I want you to be on my side instead of defending her. Silence on the line. Long, heavy silence that tells me everything I need to know. Dad? I can't get in the middle of this. That's between you and your mother. His voice is quiet, defeated. You know how she gets. She made it everyone's business when she did it in the group chat. She involved everyone. She made sure everyone witnessed it. And now you're telling me you can't get in the middle. More silence. Then, will you at least call her? Try to work this out? Why should I be the one to fix this? My voice breaks. I didn't do anything wrong. I've been a good daughter. I call, I visit, I try. But it's never enough. And when she decides to punish me for not being exactly who she wants me to be, I'm supposed to be the one to fix it. Elizabeth, please, it's Christmas. Exactly. It's Christmas. And my mother doesn't want me there. She made that crystal clear. So I'm making other plans. Don't be dramatic. Dramatic? I laugh. But there's no humor in it. I'm being dramatic because I'm hurt that my own mother excluded me from the family holiday? Because I'm not okay with being publicly humiliated? That's not what I meant. Then what did you mean, Dad? Explain it to me. Because right now, it feels like you're more concerned with keeping Mom happy than with the fact that she just broke my heart. After we hang up, I sit in the dark. My apartment feels too quiet, too empty. I call Lauren. She answers immediately. Liz, oh, my God. I'm so sorry. I had no idea Mom was planning that. Did she talk to you about it beforehand? No. I was as blindsided as you were. Lauren's voice is tight. Josh and I have been calling her all afternoon. She won't budge. What's her problem with me? Honestly, I think she's mad that you're not the daughter she expected you to be. What does that mean? You're not married. You don't have kids. You moved away for your career. You broke up with the guy she liked. You're living your life on your own terms and she can't control that. So she's punishing me, basically. What are you going to do? I ask. Are you still going? I don't know. Mike and I have been talking about it. This feels really wrong. You should go. You have kids. They shouldn't miss Christmas with their grandparents because of me. Liz, this isn't your fault. Just go. I don't want to be the reason everyone's Christmas is ruined. After we hang up, I make a decision. I pull out my laptop and open a new document. To everyone who witnessed what happened in the family chat today, I type. I want you to know that I'm okay. I'm hurt and confused, but I'm okay. I've spent the last few hours trying to understand what I did to deserve public exclusion from Christmas. The truth is, I haven't done anything wrong. I'm living my life, making my own choices, building a career I'm proud of. If that makes me unworthy of a seat at the table, then maybe it's not a table I should be sitting at. I'm not writing this for sympathy. I'm writing it because I want you to know that I'm choosing to spend Christmas differently this year, surrounded by people who actually want me there, people who don't see my independence as a personal insult. I hope you all have a wonderful holiday. I genuinely do. but I won't be spending it wondering why my own mother doesn't want me around. Take care, Liz. I read it through 3 times. Then I delete it. Some things don't need to be said. Some hurts speak for themselves. Instead, I text my best friend Simone. "What are you doing for Christmas?" Her response comes immediately. "Parents are in Florida this year. Was planning to stay home." Why? Want to do an orphan Christmas? My family situation just imploded. Oh no. What happened? I'll tell you over wine. But basically, I'm newly available for Christmas. Say no more. You're coming to my place. I'll cook. We'll drink. We'll watch terrible movies. It'll be perfect. The relief is immediate. Thank you. That's what friends are for. Real family shows up. Blood family is just an accident of birth. Over the next week, I get messages from various family members. Aunt Susan calls to check on me. Cousin Emma sends a long text about how wrong this is. Even Grandma calls, her voice shaky with confusion. "Why aren't you coming to Christmas, dear? Did something happen?" "Mom didn't invite me, Grandma." "That can't be right. You're her daughter." "I know, but she doesn't want me there." Grandma is quiet for a moment. Then she says something that surprises me. "Your mother has always struggled when people don't follow her plan." "What do you mean?" "She had a vision for what her life would look like, what her children would look like. When reality doesn't match that vision, she takes it personally. So because I'm not married with kids and living nearby, I'm a disappointment?" I didn't say that. But yes, essentially. It's not about you, dear. It's about her inability to accept that her children are separate people with their own lives. That doesn't make it hurt less. No, it doesn't. I'm sorry this is happening to you. On December 23rd, Mom calls. I let it go to voicemail. She doesn't leave a message. She calls again on the 24th. I ignore it again. On Christmas morning, I wake up in my apartment alone. For a moment, the loneliness is crushing. This is the first Christmas I've ever spent without my family. 29 years of tradition, broken in a single group chat message. I lie in bed staring at my ceiling. In my childhood home, everyone's probably awake by now. Mom would be making her famous cinnamon rolls. Dad would be starting the fireplace. Josh's kids would be tearing through presents, their excited squeals filling the house. And I'm not there. Part of me wants to feel sorry for myself, to wallow in the rejection, to call Mom and beg for an invitation, promise to be whoever she wants me to be. But a stronger part of me remembers that screenshot, remembers the casual cruelty of, "Maybe you could spend it with Daniel's family," remembers the public humiliation. I get up, make coffee, put on Christmas music, remind myself that I made a choice, not to be excluded, but to find somewhere I'm actually wanted. I drive to Simone's apartment with a bag of gifts and a bottle of champagne. The streets are quiet. Most people are home with their families. I try not to think about what that means. Simone opens the door in pajamas and a Santa hat, her dark curls wild around her face. "Merry Christmas, orphan," she grins, pulling me into a hug. Merry Christmas. Her apartment smells like sugar cookies and pine. She's decorated a small tree in the corner, covered in mismatched ornaments. There's something beautiful about its imperfection. "Okay, ground rules for today," Simone announces, handing me a mimosa. "No sad family talk unless you initiate it. No checking your phone every 5 minutes to see if they've called. No apologizing for taking up space. And absolutely no leaving before midnight because you feel like a burden." I'm not a burden. You're the best Christmas present I could ask for. She clinks her glass against mine. I was dreading today. Now I'm actually excited about it. We spend the morning cooking. Simone's making her grandmother's tamales. I'm attempting a roast chicken that may or may not turn out edible. We drink mimosas and listen to Motown Christmas songs and laugh at cooking fails. Around noon, my phone rings. Mom. I stare at it. You don't have to answer, Simone says quietly. I know, but I do want to know what she has to say. I step out onto Simone's small balcony. The December air is cold against my face. Hello? Elizabeth. Mom's voice is different, smaller. Where are you? At a friend's house, celebrating Christmas. You're not home? No. You made it clear I wasn't welcome at your home. So I made other plans. Like you suggested. I can hear people in the background. Laughter. Dishes clattering. Life continuing without me. I never said you weren't welcome, she says, but her voice lacks conviction. Mom. I close my eyes. You literally uninvited me in front of the entire family. In writing. I have the screenshots to prove it. I was upset. So you publicly humiliated me instead of having an adult conversation? Instead of calling me privately? Instead of treating me with basic respect? Silence on her end. Just the ambient noise of Christmas continuing in my childhood home. You want to know what hurts the what? Most? I continue, my breath forming clouds in the cold air. It's not that you were upset with me. People get upset. That's normal. What hurts is that you chose the most hurtful way possible to express it. You wanted everyone to witness my exclusion. You wanted me to feel small and unwanted. And you succeeded. That's not true. Then why did you do it in the group chat? Why not call me? Why not have a private conversation like an adult? More silence. I'm 29 years old, I say. I've worked hard to build a good life. I have a career I love, friends who care about me, my own home, financial stability, a life I'm proud of. I'm happy. But apparently, that's not good enough for you because it doesn't look like the life you imagined for me. That's not true, isn't it? I'm pacing the small balcony now. You're mad I'm not married. You're mad I broke up with Daniel. You're mad that I moved to Seattle. You're mad I prioritize my career. You're mad I can't visit every weekend. What exactly about my life do you approve of, Mom? I just want you to be happy. I am happy. But you're not happy with my happiness because it doesn't match your expectations. You don't get to decide what my happiness looks like. You don't get to punish me for choosing a different path than the one you planned for me. Elizabeth, that's not fair. You know what's not fair? Missing Christmas with my family because my mother decided I'm not good enough to attend. Because I don't fit her mold. Because I'm living my own life instead of the life she scripted for me. I didn't say that. You didn't have to. Your actions said it for you, loud and clear, in front of everyone we know. She starts crying then, not quiet tears, full sobs. I didn't mean for it to happen like this. How did you mean for it to happen? Because from where I'm standing, you deliberately excluded me, and then got mad when I had the audacity to point it out. You wanted to hurt me. And congratulations, you did. I thought you'd understand. Her voice is thick with tears. Thought you'd just quietly make other plans and we could pretend everything was fine. Why would I understand being excluded from my own family? Why would I be okay with that? Because you never seemed to care about family anyway. The words come out harsh, accusatory. You're always too busy with work or your life in Seattle to make time for us. You don't need us anymore. And there it is, the real issue, the truth beneath all the excuses. I make time when I can, I say quietly. But it's never enough for you. No matter how often I call or visit, it's not enough, because I'm not living the life you want me to live. because I'm not the daughter you imagined having. I'm your mother. I deserve to see you. And I'm your daughter. I deserve to be treated with respect. I deserve to have my choices honored, even if they're not what you would choose. I deserve better than being uninvited from Christmas in a group chat. Silence again. Then, are you coming for New Year's? Are you inviting me? Of course. Why? So you can uninvite me again if I do something else you disapprove of? So you can hold access to family over my head like a weapon? Elizabeth, please, don't do this. I'm not doing anything, Mom. You did this. You made this choice. And now you have to live with the consequences. I hang up before she can respond. Back inside, Simone takes one look at my face and hands me a fresh mimosa. You okay? I will be. She's making you feel guilty, isn't she? Trying to. I take a long sip, telling me I don't care about family, that I'm too busy for them, that this is somehow my fault. Classic manipulation. Simone sits beside me on her couch. My mom used to do the same thing. Make me feel guilty for having boundaries, for living my own life. How did you deal with it? Therapy. Lots of therapy. And eventually, accepting that some people would rather make you wrong than accept that they hurt you. We're quiet for a moment. Then she bumps my shoulder. Hey, you're here. You made a choice. You refuse to beg for a seat at a table where you're not wanted. That takes strength. Doesn't feel strong. Feels lonely. That's because you're grieving. You're grieving the mother you wish you had. The one who would celebrate your independence instead of punishing it. The words hit home. She's right. I'm not just sad about missing Christmas. I'm sad about losing the illusion that my mother's love is unconditional. Jake arrives in the evening, Simone's boyfriend. He brings his roommate Marcus, who also has nowhere to go for the holiday. Marcus is quiet, kind, and brings homemade pie. The four of us sit around Simone's tiny dining table, eating and talking, and enjoying each other's company. Marcus tells stories about disastrous family Christmases. Jake talks about the year his parents forgot he was vegetarian and served only turkey. Simone recounts Christmas traditions from her childhood in Texas. This is nice, I say at one point, looking around the table. Really nice. Better than awkward family obligation? Simone asks, grinning. So much better. And I mean it. There's no judgment here, no expectations, no one critiquing my life choices or comparing me to an imaginary version of myself. Just acceptance. My phone buzzes. A text from Lauren. Merry Christmas, sis. Wish you were here. Mom's in a mood. Everyone's walking on eggshells. Dad made some comment about you choosing friends over family, and Josh almost lost it. This is miserable, I type back. Merry Christmas. I'm actually having a great time. Tell everyone I said hi. And tell Josh thank you. She responds immediately. I'm proud of you. What you did, standing up to her, refusing to beg, that took guts. I don't think I could have done it. Maybe you won't have to. Maybe this changes things. God, I hope so. The week between Christmas and New Year's is quiet. Josh calls to check on me. We talk for an hour about family dynamics and Mom's control issues. She's always been like this, he says. But you're the first one of us to really push back. What do you mean? I mean, Lauren and I have learned to just go along with it. Keep the peace. But you actually stood up to her. I didn't stand up to her. She uninvited me, and I just made other plans. That's standing up to her. You refused to beg for a seat at her table. You refused to play the game. I guess. I'm proud of you, Liz. Seriously. It takes guts to set boundaries with family. On New Year's Eve, I get a text from Dad. Your mother would like to talk. Would you be willing to have coffee with us? I stare at the message for a long time. Part of me wants to say no, wants to maintain my distance, protect myself from further hurt. But another part of me is curious, wants to hear what she has to say, wants to see if anything has actually changed. When? I finally type back. Tomorrow, January 1st. Fresh start to the year. There's something symbolic about that. New year. New beginning. Or maybe just more of the same dressed up in different wrapping. Okay. 2 p.m. at the coffee shop on Main. Thank you, Elizabeth. This means a lot. I don't respond to that, because I'm not doing this for them. I'm doing it for me. For closure, if nothing else. I barely sleep that night. Keep rehearsing what I'll say, how I'll hold my boundaries, how I won't let them make me feel guilty for having standards. The drive to my hometown takes 3 hours. 3 hours of coffee and podcasts and preparing myself emotionally. I arrive 15 minutes early and sit in my car, breathing, centering myself. You can do this, I whisper to my reflection in the rearview mirror. You're not that little girl who needed their approval anymore. You're a grown woman with your own life. They don't get to make you small. Mom and Dad are already inside when I enter, sitting at a corner table, 2 coffee cups in front of them. Mom looks smaller somehow, older. Her makeup doesn't quite hide the dark circles under her eyes. She's wearing the sweater I bought her 2 Christmases ago. I wonder if that's intentional. I order my coffee at the counter, taking my time. Let them wait. Let them sit with their discomfort the way I've been sitting with mine. When I finally sit down across from them, the silence is heavy. Thank you for coming, Dad starts, his voice careful. We know this hasn't been easy. I take a sip of my coffee. Let them fill the silence. I'm here to listen. But I'm not going to make this easier for them. Mom fidgets with her napkin. Tears are already forming in her eyes. I owe you an apology, she says, her voice barely above a whisper. I wait. Don't give her an out. Don't rush to forgiveness. What I did was cruel. She's looking at her coffee cup now, not at me. The words tumble out faster. I was angry and hurt, and I lashed out in the worst possible way. You didn't deserve to be treated like that, especially not publicly, in front of everyone. Why were you angry? I ask, keeping my voice neutral. She finally looks up at me. Her eyes are red-rimmed. Because I feel like I'm losing you. Like every day you slip a little further away. You used to call every day when you first moved to Seattle. Used to visit every month. Now it's once a week if we're lucky, and a few times a year. And I know you have your own life, but it feels like you're choosing that life over us. Over me. I set my coffee cup down carefully. I'm not slipping away. I'm growing up. There's a difference. I know. She wipes at her eyes. I do know that. Intellectually, I know that. But emotionally, it feels like abandonment. Like the little girl who used to tell me everything is gone, and there's this stranger in her place who doesn't need me anymore. So you decided to show me what real abandonment feels like. She flinches. That's not. I didn't think of it that way. What did you think? That I'd just quietly accept being excluded? That I'd beg to be let back in? That I'd apologize for having a life? I thought you didn't care enough for it to matter. Her voice cracks. I thought you were so busy with your Seattle life that you wouldn't even notice. The honesty of it stuns me into silence. She actually believed I didn't care, that my independence meant indifference. Mom, I lean forward. I moved 3 hours away, not to another country. I call every week. I visit when I can. I send birthday gifts and Mother's Day flowers and texts just to check in. How is any of that not caring? It's not the same as having you here. No, it's not. because I'm an adult with my own life. But that doesn't mean I don't love you. It just means I love you differently now, from a distance that's healthy for me. Dad clears his throat. We've been talking about this, your mother and I, about expectations and boundaries, and he pauses, searching for words, and how we might have been holding you to an unfair standard. I look at him. This is the most he's said since I arrived. Go on. You're not Josh, he continues. You're not Lauren. You're different. You always have been. More independent. More driven. And I think we've been trying to force you into a mold that doesn't fit instead of accepting who you are. The admission sits between us. Heavy. Real. I appreciate you saying that, I tell him. But Dad, when I called you after the group chat incident, when I asked you to stand up for me, you told me you couldn't get in the middle. That hurt almost as much as Mom uninviting me. He nods slowly. I was wrong. I was trying to keep the peace instead of doing what was right. Your mother was wrong. What she did was wrong. And I should have said so. I'm sorry. Mom is crying openly now. I'm sorry, she says again. I'm so sorry, Elizabeth. I let my fear and my hurt turn into cruelty. I weaponized Christmas against you. I made you choose between your independence and your family. And that was unforgivable. The apology hangs in the air. Part of me wants to accept it immediately, to smooth things over, to go back to normal. But I'm tired of normal. Normal got me uninvited from Christmas. I'll come to dinner, I say slowly. But things need to change. Not just today. Not just this conversation. But actually change. Going forward. What do you need from us? Dad asks. I need you to accept that I'm an adult with my own life. I tick off points on my fingers. I need you to stop comparing me to some ideal daughter who doesn't exist. I need you to respect my choices even when they're not what you would choose. I need you to stop using family events as bargaining chips or punishments. I look directly at Mom, and I need you to understand that my independence is not rejection. Me having my own life doesn't mean I don't love you. It means I'm healthy. It means you raised me to be capable of standing on my own. I can do that, Mom says quickly. I can accept that. Can you? Because this isn't the first time you've made me feel like I'm not good enough. It's just the first time you've done it so publicly. There was the time you compared me to Lauren at Thanksgiving 2 years ago. The time you made that comment about my career making it hard to settle down. The time I stopped myself. There are too many examples. You're right. Her voice is steady now despite the tears. I've been holding you to an impossible standard, comparing you to an imaginary version of you that I created in my head. A version who wanted what I wanted, lived where I wanted her to live, made the choices I wanted her to make. It's not fair, and it's not right, and I'm going to work on it. Work on it how? I need specifics, not just promises. She takes a deep breath. I'm going to start therapy. Dad and I both are. We've already scheduled our first appointment for next week. Individual and couples counseling. To work on, she gestures vaguely. All of this. That's a start. And I'll call you instead of expecting you to always initiate contact. I'll ask about your life, without judgment. I'll visit Seattle instead of always expecting you to come here. The specifics matter. They show she's actually thought about this. And if you slip, I ask, if you fall back into old patterns, then you call me on it. Right away. Don't let it fester. Tell me when I'm crossing a line and I promise I'll listen. Even if it hurts? Even if I have to set hard boundaries? Especially then. I look at Dad. And you? Will you actually support me? Or will you stay neutral next time she does something hurtful? I'll support you. His voice is firm. What happened at Christmas showed me that staying neutral is just another way of choosing her side. You deserved better from me. You deserve better from both of us. So things actually change from here? This isn't just empty words to get me back in the fold? Things change, Mom promises. I can't undo what I did. I can't take back the hurt. But I can do better going forward. And I will. I swear to you, I will. Dinner that night is awkward, but civil. Lauren and Josh are there with their families. Everyone's careful, polite, walking on eggshells. But I notice Mom making an effort, asking about my work without criticism, complimenting my new haircut, making space for me in conversations. It's a start. Not a solution, but a start. Over the next few months, our relationship shifts. Mom calls less often, but the calls are better, more genuine. She stops asking about my dating life, stops hinting about marriage and kids. In March, she visits me in Seattle for the first time, stays in my apartment, sees my life here. You've built something really beautiful, she tells me, looking around my place. I'm sorry I couldn't see it before. Thank you for seeing it now. We're different after that. Not fixed, not perfect, but honest. Real. The following Christmas, I get a text in early December, starting to plan for the holidays. You're obviously invited. What works for you schedule-wise? No assumptions. No passive-aggressive group chat announcements. Just a direct invitation and genuine interest in my availability. I can come Christmas Eve and stay through the 26th, I respond. Perfect. Can't wait to see you. On Christmas Eve, I walk into my parents' house. The dining room table is set for 14 people this year. I find my place card immediately. Elizabeth, right between Lauren and Josh, where it should be, where it's always should have been. Mom hugs me when I arrive, holds on just a little longer than usual. I'm glad you're here, she whispers. Me too, I say. And I mean it. Because here's what I learned from being uninvited from Christmas. Some relationships have to break before they can heal. Some boundaries have to be set before real love can exist. My mother and I will never have a perfect relationship. But we have an honest one now. One where I don't have to shrink myself to earn my place at the table. And honestly, that's worth more than a dozen Christmas dinners, where I'm pretending to be someone I'm not. If this story resonated with you, if you've ever felt like the black sheep or had to set hard boundaries with family, hit that like button and subscribe. Drop a comment about how you handle family conflict during the holidays. Remember, you don't owe anyone access to your life just because you share DNA. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.